Welcome back. So let's go ahead and finish up our analysis of Guy de Maupassant's The Necklace. So when we left off, the husband, Monsieur Losel, sacrifices his money so that his wife can buy a dress. He makes offers of good ideas and suggestions. He's really trying hard to make her happy. And yet she's materialistic and arrogant and a little selfish, and she's so hard to please and so unhappy. Well, her husband said, "Why don't you go borrow some jewelry from your friend, Madame Forestier?" So she lets out a joy and says, "You're right, it never occurred to me to ask her." So she goes to her friend, and her friend says, "Take your pick." Again, Madame Forestier here seems to be very friendly, and she says, "Look, take what you want. You're my friend. Anything." And Matilda looks around and she says, "Do you have anything else by chance?" Again, that unsatisfied attitude. And Madame Forestier says, "Yes, here's some others. I don't know what you like. Take whatever you want." And all at once, in a box lined with black satin, she came upon a superb diamond necklace. And her heart started beating with overwhelming desire. Her hands trembled. She's so excited. She puts it around her neck. She looks at it ecstatically. Look at that word, ecstatically. This is sheer joy, sheer pleasure. So happy. She says, "Could you lend me this perfect, beautiful, wonderful necklace that makes me look so good?" Her friend goes, "Yes, of course." Oh, such a wonderful friend. Such a wonderful treasure. All right. So the day of the party shows up. She dances with all these people. Everyone comments how beautiful she is. She has such a wonderful time all night long until 4 in the morning. And her husband, he is asleep in the chair because he's tired, and she's just partying it up. And it's time to go. And they go to get in a taxi, a broom or broman. I'm not actually sure how it's pronounced. But anyway, think about a horse-drawn taxi cab, an old-fashioned. And so they get in the taxi and they're walking home, and they get home. She took off her wraps before the mirror, and then she cries out, "The necklace is gone." Now, what does her husband do? Does he scream at her? Does he yell at her? No. He asks where it was, and then he says, "I'm going to retrace the whole distance we covered and see if I can't find it." So he walks the street. Remember, they left at 4. They probably got home at 4:30, maybe 4:45 in the morning. He's got work, right? And he says, "Don't worry, I will go look for it." And he was up and down the streets. She spent the whole day utterly hopeless, not doing anything. He gets home and says, "I couldn't find it. You must write to your friend and tell her that you've broken it and they're going to fix it." And then it says Losel, who had aged 5 years. Did he actually age 5 years? No, of course not. But the stress and the worry and the frustration, it weighed on him. It's like wrinkles are just popping on his face. His hair's going gray overnight. And you can just see this heavy burden is weighing down on his soul. So they take the case to the jeweler and they try and find a replacement. And the jeweler says, "I'm sorry, I don't have anything." And so they go looking for more. And they finally found one that's exactly like it, and it's worth 40,000 francs. Or again, a franc would be about $1. $40,000 for this necklace. Keep in mind that $400 for the dress was a stretch on their budget. $40,000. They could have it for 36. So the dealer was going to give them a deal. So now, Monsieur Losel, the husband, the man, he does some crunching and he tries to figure out, he's got a little bit of inheritance. All right, so they have $18,000, and so he has to borrow the rest. This is like putting on a credit card, money you don't have. And so he gets all of these loans, and they have to be paid back. And when you borrow money, you have to pay it back with interest. So for example, if I give you $100, okay, you're going to give me back 100 plus a little bit of interest. So maybe, $110 or something like that. So he borrows this money and he's got to pay it back plus interest. And the longer he takes, the more interest he pays. So this is going to cost him a ton of money. But he was able to buy the necklace. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, who cares? Why would you do that? Well, it's because he's a good man. He's doing the right thing. A lot of people would just write it off and say, not my problem. Sorry, Madame Forestier, you lent your necklace, but who cares? Well, he's trying to do the right thing. All right, so they buy the necklace. They return the necklace. And Madame Forestier has a bit of an attitude. She goes, well, you could have returned it sooner. I might have needed it. But, whatever. It's a little irritating. But anyway, now, here is where we start to get things. They had to pay it back. It was a crushing debt. But they were determined to pay it. So they moved into a smaller apartment. They got rid of their help. They started doing household chores, loathsome work in the kitchen. She washed dishes, doing the laundry, washing dirty clothes, hanging it out to dry. Now, a lot of us are thinking, that's my daily life. But this is a woman who thinks she deserves more, deserves better. In fact, it says that she finally dressed like a working class woman. That she went to the grocery store. She would fight over every single penny. I'm not paying you 98 cents for that. I'll pay you 97 cents for that. Right? She would fight over everything because they needed the money. Her husband works extra jobs, and it goes like this for 10 exhausting years. And after 10 years, they paid it all. And here's what's interesting. Madame Lascelles now looks old. Remember at the beginning of the story, she was young and beautiful. It's been 10 years. But even after 10 years, people can still look pretty young. Beautiful women can still look beautiful. But here, no. She looked old. She looked coarse, hard. She looked like a woman living a poor, difficult life. She spoke in a loud, obnoxious voice, not being dainty anymore, not being prissy, but a loud voice, sloshing water all over the place, right? Oh, how things would have turned out if she hadn't lost that necklace. Sometimes she remembers that perfect evening. She would walk on the Champs-Elysees, which is the fancy street in Paris with the most expensive stores and the richest beauty stores and purses and fancy clothes. Think like Beverly Hills. All right. And one day, she sees her old friend, Madame Forestier, in the park, and she goes up to her friend and goes, hello, it's me. And her friend, Madame Forestier, goes, who are you? It's me, Matilda. She's changed so much that Madame Forestier doesn't even recognize her. And she goes, oh, my poor Matilda, how you've changed. And Matilda explains and goes, yeah, I know. It's because we lost your necklace and we had to pay it back. It cost us 10 years to pay back the debt. And we get to the last thing. Oh, my poor Matilda. Mine was a fake. It was worth 500 francs at the most. Oh my goodness. What a shock, twist, surprise, ironic ending. Did you expect that to happen? No. The story starts off with this beautiful woman. She doesn't get married to somebody. She's miserable all the time, but she goes to this fancy party. We might expect her to learn a lesson. We might expect her to be satisfied with her life. But no, she has to have this fancy necklace. She doesn't apologize. She doesn't talk to her friend. She doesn't try and make things right. And instead, it cost him 10 years to pay back the debt for something that would have cost him $500. He had the money in his inheritance. He could have paid it off. It would have been annoying, but their lives certainly would have been entirely different. All right. So hopefully that helped explain the story to you a little bit. Your task of reading here is to notice the characterization. Who are these people and how do you know? Look at the words they say, look at the ideas that they share. That is the characterization, and that shows you who these people really are. All right, hopefully these videos helped explain the story a little bit. Hopefully you understand what we're going for. All right, so that's all for now.